What is going on, everybody? It's time. It's Saturday Night Live again. Time for another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. Got JJ in the house, and we got some good topics for you today. So grab your popcorn and lean back and listen up. What do we got?
Well, today we're talking a lot more about music, because apparently we don't do that enough.
Nope.
So, the first topic today is kind of unpopular music opinions, specifically for people who might have a similar interest in music, or
Specifically our opinions.
Yeah.
Too.
Like our opinions that might not necessarily agree with the general types of people that listen to similar music or bands. That
Yes. So, I wrote down 4 notes. Would you like me to start, or...
Sure.
Okay, so let's just start this off with a fact, right? This is not an opinion, this is a fact. So, the best artist to ever perform Sympathy for the Devil is Guns N' Roses. Fact.
I would disagree.
No, you can't disagree with facts. Do you disagree with gravity?
Well, sometimes, but not with the fact that it exists, but just with what it does. Like, no, don't do this right
Do you
now.
disagree with the fact that gravity exists?
No.
Okay, so how do you disagree with this fact?
It's not a fact.
It's fact.
It's not a fact.
How is it not a fact?
I believe that we should teach the Sympathy for the Devil versions as...
Really?
As theory, not as fact.
Really? You're quoting Mike Pence on me in the first 2 minutes of this podcast. This can only go so well for the next hour. But yeah, that's a fact. I mean, who else would perform that song that would even come close?
I mean, the Rolling Stones, obviously.
Well, they did it, but they didn't do it that well.
Actually, on that note, when we're talking about versions of songs, you know what my favorite version of Like a Rolling Stone is?
It's probably something blasphemous that's not Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's the Rolling Stones version.
That's horrible. Well, okay, what's your favorite, favorite version of, what's it called? Mother to the Helper? Yeah.
Yes.
Probably the Stones too, because you're that type of bomb. No. But Like a Rolling Stone,
to be fair,
I can give you that because I don't care too much about that song. But Like a Rolling Stone, no. Bob.
To be fair, I don't think I know a single song that was performed by the Rolling Stones and another band that I don't prefer the Stones version of.
Really?
But then again, I can only think of those 3.
There's probably more.
They were. Yeah. I'm not.
For
again.
Sure. They did full cover albums.
Yeah, but again, like I don't know this. For some of them, I didn't know the Stones version or the other one. We looked at the songs of the most recent album where they covered a bunch of blues songs.
Exactly.
Didn't know a single song from that.
Yeah.
Did actually not listen to the album either, so can't really make a
Like
judgment
a Rolling
about that.
Stone is Bob Dylan, and it's nothing else. I don't think anyone else knows a different version of that song. That's always immediately associated with Bob.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it obviously is the most recognizable version.
Yeah.
But I personally find the other one better.
No. You are overrating the Stones every time. That could have been another note on me, by the way. The Stones are overrated. But another one that I wrote down, which I've talked about before, but I need to drive that point home again, Roxette is trash. Roxette is absolute garbage. They are so bad. It's unreal. And I know a lot of people who would be into some kind of the same genre would find Roxette acceptable. Misleadingly so.
I mean, I don't think they're a great band, but I mean, they're okay.
They're not okay. They're trash. They're garbage. You want me to go through really quickly? I'm going to switch to my music playlist just for artists, and I'm going to just tell you a bunch of names that pop up to me that I think are definitively better than Roxette. Okay, so there's a bunch of artists with just one song, right? So there's Ben E. King. There's Barry Manilow. There is well, let's say there's Chesney Hawkes. Yeah, that totally works. There's Don McLean, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, let's see what we got.
That's another one that you personally underrated, which is Vincent by Don McLean.
I don't underrated, you overrated. George Jones. Absolute fact. You know who George Jones is?
I don't know who George Jones is.
Nothing Ever Hurt Me is the one song.
Oh.
The one song. You know who's 11 times better and more than that than Roxette? Eminem, for example.
What? No.
Yeah, absolutely. How about, let's see, how about Louis Armstrong? Louis Armstrong?
I've heard the name before. I can't.
What a Wonderful World?
Oh.
Jazz guy?
Maybe?
Way better. Let's see. Rolf McTell, yes, better. I haven't seen an artist that's worse than Roxette, to be fair. Smash Mouth, way better. One song, way better.
Not
way
sure.
better.
Smash Mouth is overrated as fuck.
One song though. Roxette is trash. Roxette is more overrated than. I don't think you can name a band that's more overrated than Roxette, because Roxette should not exist, or should not have popularity at all. I will gladly listen to 60% of 2 days US Billboard charts over Roxette. Fact. Roxette is garbage. I don't know if it's considered rock, but worst rock band I know.
We'll put that to the test at some point, because
yeah, we can do that too.
The Billboard Top 100,
I know they're garbage, but Roxette is horrible. There's one song that's even acceptable, like tolerable, not even acceptable, tolerable, and the rest is garbage. They're bad. But that's what the segment is for, though. Unpopular opinions, but that opinion should not be unpopular. It's just a fact. What do you got?
Well, I mean, an unpopular opinion that I think we've mentioned in conversation to one another. I don't think we've mentioned on the podcast before. A band that we both like, but there's a song that I don't like, and I don't think you do either. Metallica is a great band.
Yeah, it's a good band.
But Master of Puppets, I think, is really overrated.
Yeah, it's not anywhere near the top 3 songs there. Because a lot of people think that it's like their best song.
Yeah, it's like I think it's very repetitive. I think it's not very interesting, and from the points that people always bring up, like, oh yeah, good guitar solo and that kind of stuff, I think that songs like Enter Sandman and The Unforgiven do it better.
I'm not about guitar solos anyway.
Yeah,
I don't like solos at all.
I mean,
but yeah, it might be top 5 Metallica song, but that's only if it's number 5.
Yeah, it's like I don't like it that much.
No.
And again, there's other songs that I think do similar things but do it better.
I don't have it on my playlist. Yeah, by Metallica, at least 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, like The Unforgiven, Enter Sandman, those are similar
Nothing Else
songs.
Matters is also better.
Nothing Else Matters is a very different song,
type, but the
I
other
would
ones,
also say it's better, yeah.
The other ones are a bit more aggressive on the metal side of things, but yeah, they're better. I do agree with that. That song is overrated. A lot of people, that's the first song when you bring up Metallica. Is like, oh yeah, not a fan. Another one that has actually happened and occurred in discussion, not only with you, but with a group of acquaintances. Paul McCartney is the best Beatle. Fact.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that before.
See, the unpopularity of this opinion comes in because most people would argue John Lennon.
Yeah, I mean, first of all...
Which is a non-fact.
First of all, I don't have any strong opinions on favorite Beatles. And second of all, from their solo songs...
It's like everyone but Ringo. Is that what you do?
Exactly. The thing, and just going by their solo songs...
Yes.
I would say George Harrison.
Yeah, I know you would say George. But
that's probably not that popular of an opinion either.
No, that's probably the 3rd most popular opinion. It's I don't know. I don't even know if Paul or John is the more popular opinion, but it's I guess it's 90% those guys.
I think it's John Lennon.
I think John is more iconic. Is the thing, right?
That's for sure.
Because he got shot and he was this and he sang about peace. Paul is a better artist, man. I don't know. I get that John is probably a better role model and might have been a better person, probably a better person. But we're talking about music. This is unpopular music opinions, right?
I mean, it's also the fact that he got shot helped him a lot. Like
oh yeah,
from
yeah,
fame
yeah,
standpoint.
right.
Like
yeah,
it's like that helps. I mean, come on, like people who just.
I'm going to remind you of that when I eventually shoot you.
No, I'm
this
saying,
is gonna help you, man.
From popularity standpoint, it helps people often when they like die at the height of their career or something.
Yeah, right.
Or because otherwise they'll
become immortal immediately.
They'll be getting older.
Yeah, they'll fade out of importance.
They'll fade out. They might try to restart their career.
And once they actually die, no one gives a shit anymore, right?
Like and then it just fades out.
Right, but John, like that was a global event.
Like if you're famous and
like
then
Kennedy.
die young.
Yeah.
Like, that is gonna be the best thing to your fame that can happen.
Yeah.
Of course, to you as a person, no.
Yeah,
but
not
like,
so great.
I mean, if you think about it, like, Kurt Cobain, James Dean, those are names that you know.
Kurt.
Those both died very young. I think
that's true.
Didn't they both die, I don't know, like 25 or something?
Yeah.
There's others as
Kurt
well.
Cobain also got shot.
Like, a lot of people are
by itself.
Yeah, are known for the fact that they died young in conjunction with what they did before that.
Yes.
There are also legends that died of old age or like normal diseases at like a reasonable
but once
age,
it happens, it's not as big of a shock anymore. It's like, okay, I haven't heard of this guy for 30 years. Why should I give a shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it usually happens. But no. I like Paul better. I think Paul was the most talented guy there. I like Paul, best musician in the Beatles, Paul McCartney. There you go. That's my opinion.
Well, about opinions.
Opinions.
Just a quick side one. I don't think there's really a lot of discussion here, but I'm not that big on Patience, the Guns N' Roses song.
No. No, I'm not.
It's one of their more popular ones. Don't like it that much.
It's not that good of a song. A song that a lot of people hype up as well is Locomotive by Guns N' Roses.
Doesn't even ring a bell.
Which I also don't like that much. I heard that I originally was introduced to both of those songs on Talk is Jericho, when I was watching Talk is Jericho with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. They were talking music as well. They were like, oh, like back in the day, I didn't like Guns N' Roses, and like, but then I discovered like, eventually I got to know like the songs like Locomotive, and it's great song, amazing song. It's really just for people who are like the guitar solo freaks. Oh yeah,
that's might be another one. I don't like instrumental songs.
Yeah, that's another solo. That's another solo thing. It's like that's another opinion actually. Unpopular opinion. Everyone is raving about. Oh my god, those riffs. That guitar solo is the greatest part of that song. It's a guitar solo is never the greatest part of a song.
Yeah, I think that
I skip them sometimes.
Yeah, I think that like musical part, like just instrumental parts in songs sometimes have their place there. But yeah. I never have ever like actively sought out like a purely instrumental song or like a song that like really focuses on the instrumental parts. Like if there's a person singing, that makes the song better.
Not always.
Well, it depends on who's singing, but
yeah, it tends to be less the case in modern music because the people singing get worse and worse at it.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying in general, I prefer songs with lyrics over purely instrumental ones.
Yeah, generally that's absolutely true. So that's another one.
Which also, if you're talking about modern music, then that becomes a point where it's all about the singing with just a computer-generated beat in the background, which you wouldn't want to listen to on its own either.
Not necessarily, but I would rather listen to it instrumentally than with lyrics over it.
Yeah, still. Maybe. I don't know.
Like, for example, the one song that would come to mind is Narcotic by Liquido, right? I prefer the instrumental version. I like it better.
I actually don't prefer the instrumental version because I generally don't like the instrumental version.
The lyrics doesn't add anything to it. It's kind of bad.
I mean, it's just talking about narcotics.
It's kind of a nice beat, and I don't need the singing. It doesn't really fit the beat too well. Like, it doesn't. Have you ever listened to that?
Yes.
Doesn't really fit at all. Like, it doesn't. It sounds like it's a different song, or it's cut together in the wrong places. It doesn't fit the beat at all. And that kind of kicks me off a little bit. I like the instrumental version there.
To be fair, the instrumentals is the strong part of the song for sure.
Oh yeah, it is for a lot of songs.
But I still generally don't like purely instrumental songs.
Yeah, I tend to not. That's like the only one that I have. There's not a lot of actually instrumental songs that I have, but for some, maybe like a handful of them, that's actually the case. Do you have something else?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
I mentioned this one before on the podcast, and I'm going to stick with it. I don't hate Nickelback.
I also don't hate Nickelback.
Because, like,
I also don't love Nickelback. But
yeah, of course, but, like, a lot of people hate on Nickelback.
And they like to hate on Nickelback more than they actually hate Nickelback.
They're not, by any means, a great band, but they're a good band.
Yeah, I don't know why it's, like, such a pop culture meme that, like, the worst thing is Nickelback in any
like that's
usage.
Again, they're by far not the best band. They're by far not the worst band. Oh, they're a decent band.
They're okay. Like I like 2 songs. They're okay.
I think I've got like 8 songs of theirs or something like that.
8 songs, really.
But it's also one of those bands that is like kind of like the filler in the playlist, right? Yeah. Because you can't just have all the great songs because then you only have a few songs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those bands that I have a few songs off that I don't think are the greatest, but are pretty good. I mean, I'm trying to think of bands that come to mind without saying they're as good as Nickelback. or
Well, you're saying
equally
he's looking for bands worse than Nickelback?
No, I'm looking
still
for bands
acceptable.
about equal to Nickelback, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, like, I have a bunch of AC/DC songs, but they're not the greatest ever, because then people will say like, oh yeah, you think AC/DC and Nickelback are equally good,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily the case.
Yeah, maybe Linkin Park.
But they fill a similar position in how I view them from like where they fit in the place, where it's like, oh yeah, having a bunch of their songs in between. Because I'd
still put AC/DC on that level totally for me. But yeah, Linkin Park is another one.
Yeah, like those types of bands where, you know, I have like what, 5 Linkin Park songs, 8 Nickelback songs, like 10 AC/DC songs, something.
Less.
Like none of those,
all of them,
none of those stand out as like the greatness in the playlist. But you know, gotta have some variety.
Gotta
there
have
as well.
it sometimes. Yeah. That's true. Last one that I wrote down, and this is gonna be particularly offensive to some people. I don't like just strictly musical wise, but I don't like the style of like people like Whitney Houston and Bonnie Tyler. Never gotten into it. I know I understand that they're all time great and all that and the best musicians. I don't like it. I don't have a single Whitney Houston song on my playlist. I have one Bonnie Tyler song that I never listen to.
I think I have,
and I'm cool with that. 2
Whitney Houston songs. I'm not even sure for Bonnie Tyler, but I actually like that. But it's also one of those things that I don't want to be listening to all day. It's like again, like it's like one of those songs that like pops up every now and again, that type of thing. But it's not bad music. I think it's actually pretty good.
I'm not a huge fan of female solo artists in general, just statistically speaking. If you ask me what the best, I would probably tell you Judy Collins. In my opinion, I can't come up with a lot of them.
Best female solo artist.
It might be Ignata, but like on her own after ABBA.
Yes, it is definitely a tough question because again, I probably also have more male vocals than female vocals in my playlist. Yeah, of course, but I don't think I necessarily. I'm not sure if I have. I mean, I probably do then have some kind of preference, because otherwise that wouldn't be the case, I would assume, unless the music industry also somehow favors
I'm
them.
assuming that the rock style music that we listen to is just tend to be sung by men more than women.
That is probably true to some degree, but it's not like it's like a blowout or anything. There is definitely also a lot of women.
There, but it's probably it's a bit of a statistical imbalance.
Yeah, that might very well be true. I think a lot of women tend to more towards pop, and then
more to the softer stuff, right? Yeah, because of the voices. Just that makes sense, right? The voices that is required to bring the lyrics the way they're supposed to be brought.
Well, and then there's women who do the metal screaming.
Really?
And they have voices deeper than some men. So
all men who do it sound like women. So
not that. I won't sing more like the growling type thing, but yeah, like that.
Yeah, but it's still horrible.
Yeah. I'm not that big on that either. I prefer my music with clean vocals.
So bad.
Actually, I guess that could be another unpopular
opinion. Is that even popular? Well, it's popular with edgy bastards who like, I listen to metal.
Of course, not to like the general populace, but like to metal fans, maybe an unpopular opinion that I prefer clean vocals. Yeah. Which is then where stuff like power metal and symphonic metal comes.
Yeah, I think most metal fans are just edgy wankers anyway. To begin with, they just like metal for this. They like liking metal more than they like metal, specifically that type of metal.
I honestly can't judge that because knowing people that might or might not be true. There's probably people for whom it's true and people for whom it's not. People do like different things, and yeah, sometimes people just like saying that they like things.
Yeah, but exactly. That's an astoundingly strong driving force for a lot of people, especially these days. Agreeing with something or liking to agree with something more than they actually do.
Yeah, though that is not necessarily a music thing, but it can.
It is very much a music thing. Music is the one of the aspects that hits the clearest. I find sometimes, depending on who you talk to. But that's our unpopular music opinion so far. I don't have any more left. Do you?
I don't have any either that I can think of right now.
So let us know your opinions, however unpopular or popular they may be, in the comments, and we'll get into the halftime show. What are we doing?
You know what? I feel like this has become less of the halftime show and more of the Would You Rather segment.
But maybe it's a Would You Rather segment.
Because like the third week in a row that we're doing it.
Third time's a charm, man.
Because it works, it's fun, and...
Yeah, it's great. It's entertaining.
We were doing it again.
It's fun scenarios. Exactly, we're doing it again. You are supposed to start this time. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. If we're going alternating, then yes.
All right, then let's see it.
So this one actually is inspired by a TV show that I recently watched, Black Mirror, if anyone's wondering. And there was...
What's it called?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
It's an anthology show. There was like one episode where they had a device where they could transfer consciousness onto the device.
I was just asking what it's called because you said that very unclearly. I don't care what happened.
Yeah, no, that's kind of important for the scenario.
Okay.
So they basically could like transfer someone's consciousness into someone else's head, and then they would be like in the back of their head. They would feel everything that the person that's basically hosting them feels.
So you can like influence their thoughts.
And there would also like be a voice in their head, but they couldn't control them or anything. They would just be able to like talk with them, and they would feel everything they feel, see everything they see, that kind of stuff.
So it's like a little Jesus and a little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, except there's one person, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
that's cool.
Now the question that would you rather, and I think this is an interesting question, is
be the conscience or be the dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which end would you rather be? Would you rather have like that person in the back of your head at all times screaming at you that you're doing stuff wrong?
Very much depends on the other person.
Or would you rather be in the back, not having any control, but you know?
Very much depends on the other person. If the other person is just a regular normie, I'll be the voice because you probably can control them. But other than that, I'd probably just be the person because a lot of people have voices in their heads anyway.
Okay.
So that's like a bit of a mental tick that a lot of people have, and I think people cope with that just fine. I mean, of course there's treatment and medication and all that, but I'd rather be that. I'd still be in charge after all.
Yes.
Just some distraction going on, which I could just choose to ignore.
Yeah, I suppose that would be possible. I just thought it was an interesting scenario, so I wanted to bring that up.
That's a good scenario. I'd rather be the body, though, still. Here's another one, or my first one. Would you rather be able to live underwater, but also forced to do so, or be allergic to water upon skin contact? First scenario would involve, well, you can now breathe underwater, and that means you have to. You now need to live in the ocean by yourself. Nothing else changes.
Okay, first of all, being allergic to water on contact seems very impractical for a lot of reasons. One being that I consume a lot of water. Another one being that I shower in water.
Okay, we exclude drinking. Drinking is cool, but just showering. Like, skin contact. Drinking is alright. If you ingest it.
Okay, but that still is like... I guess, technically, personal hygiene would still be possible, just more complicated to pull off. I actually think that the living underwater thing would be kind of neat, although, of course, because you're the only person that does it, it's probably also kind of lonely.
It's also kind of dark. It's not like you're adjusting your vision or anything. You're still a human, but for some reason you now have gills instead of lungs. That's everything that happens.
I guess allergic to water is my choice.
Alright.
I guess I gotta find a workaround for that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you could also buy yourself a big fish tank and then live in your backyard.
Yeah, but that still seems...
kind of boring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, probably the water allergy. You gotta find a way to circumvent that somehow. I'd probably pick that too.
Especially because if you can still consume water, that doesn't really actually hinder any of the like absolutely necessary parts of the day. Of course, personal hygiene is important, but I think that there would be other things.
Maybe you could just bite the bullet once a week and take a shower when it becomes unbearable, and just have an itch for a few hours or something.
I guess there's also, if it's actually an allergy, there's also other options like like epinephrine and stuff to actually like
maybe
get rid of the symptoms. That might be... Because the problem with allergies is it's only the symptoms, right? There's no... Otherwise, when you're sick, the symptoms are there to show you that you're sick. And then you can thereby try to fight the sickness in a way.
Exactly. With allergies, it doesn't really...
But with allergies...
That's not the case.
Your body just thinks it's a harmful substance, but it actually isn't.
Exactly.
So, I guess you could medicate against that as well. Yeah,
probably. That's what I would have picked as well.
Then definitely the allergies...
More options and easier to deal with.
You can probably circumvent a lot of water contact, and then if you can't, there's probably medication
Exactly.
that you could use, yeah.
What's the next one?
My next one is actually, you know, I didn't want to go too deep on all of them, so this is a very simple one.
Alright.
And it is, you can either only for the rest of your life walk around barefoot, or you can never take off your shoes unless just like really briefly put on other shoes. But you always have to wear some kind of shoe.
I need to wear some kind of shoe. Does just socks count?
No.
Alright. Am I in prison in this scenario?
Not necessarily, unless you do anything illegal, in which case you would still go to prison as normal.
Alright.
The question basically is just what is more inconvenient to you.
Yeah, the thing is, probably I'd rather have shoes on. Because, like, there are situations where you can't really avoid that. Like, if, for example, you're going in for a job interview or something, you got to wear shoes, man. If you're not wearing shoes there...
Well, it depends on what kind of job you're going for, but if you're going for a good one, probably.
Yeah, any respectable job, right? So you probably need to be wearing shoes. Like, you need to be wearing shoes in public. If you're going somewhere, like, you know how no shoes, no shirt, no service works? There's a lot of discrimination against no shoe wearing people. So I'm gonna probably wear shoes. I'm gonna find some comfortable light sneakers that I can wear for sleeping or for just hanging around. It's not that big of a problem. Can I take them off for showering?
No.
Okay, so I need to actually have them, like, I need to wear them for showering, then set them out to dry every time.
Of course, because I gave you the option to switch shoes, that would technically just allow you to just,
I'll just have
shower, take them off, let them dry, put on other shoes, be fine.
Maybe basically. I'll have shower shoes or something like that, or sleeping shoes that are just made of soft wool and stuff like you know, like big socks are.
Yeah,
I could make that happen. I can sort that out. I'm putting shoes on because you never know when you're gonna need them. So I'll rather wear shoes than never do, because some situations you can't really you know. So okay, this one's actually also pretty good. It's kind of similar in the style, at least. Would you rather A, have no legs but be able to walk on your hands just fine, or B, have legs but can't walk at all? So either you're just handicapped and you're in a wheelchair but you can't walk, but your body's intact otherwise, or you don't have legs but you can walk. Like, you assume you can just walk regularly, regular speed, regular endurance on your hands. I
mean, then of course the no legs option seems preferable because it doesn't hinder you as much. And well, I mean, of course you are always gonna be a bit low for stuff. You can't really.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to reach tops of shelves.
But if you're wheelchair bound, you can't really eat it that well.
Yeah.
So, in that case I would go with no legs.
Alright, and just walk around on your hands?
Yeah, sure.
You could probably make some money off that if you were able to walk on hands just as well as other people walk on their feet.
Maybe.
That would be pretty cool. Like, that's tough to train.
And also, just the fact that, again, I think that hinders you less.
Yeah, of course, you're still mobile. Of
course, you can't really hold stuff while walking, which is the whole point of having opposable thumbs, but, you know.
So, yeah, you are still a little bit, you know, but otherwise you can't walk at all, so I guess that makes sense. The one downside will be that you will never be able to take an arrow to the knee.
Oh. I don't think I would become an adventurer either way, so that doesn't really...
Well, in the other case, when you...
It doesn't really affect my story arc that much.
Well, in the other case, you can easily take an arrow to the knee and it doesn't hurt you because your legs are useless anyway.
Well, technically we didn't say that they couldn't feel pain, but yeah.
Well, but...
yeah. It makes sense.
If you're handicapped, they can't, and even if they could, it doesn't hinder you because it's not like it's going to damage anything.
Like, rolls out in the wheelchair, like, I once was an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee. They're like, oh, is that why you're in the wheelchair? Like, no, I was before, but...
Yeah, I took an arrow to the knee.
But I took an arrow to the knee.
I noticed it 3 days later. It just happened. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, probably I picked that same option, too. It's your choice.
Well.
What's the next one?
One final one for me, and that is, would you rather be colorblind or have no sense of taste?
I don't think colorblind is that big of a deal.
Both of those don't really hinder you.
No, they don't really
hinder you.
But
both seem like they would be an annoyance to a degree.
Well, the thing is with sense of taste is that this could possibly lead you into some kind of danger because the sense of taste is there to be like an instinctual reaction against harmful substances.
Well, you do also have subconscious reactions to certain colors and that kind of stuff.
Well, okay, but
you probably won't want to go mushroom picking.
Yeah, you want to go mushroom picking, or if some food is expired and you don't necessarily know it. I feel like it's more of an everyday situation, right? You could just have bad milk or bread or whatever.
Well, I mean, you can still smell it. You just can't taste it.
You can smell. Maybe you can't smell everything though. I don't know. It's tough. I'd probably give up. I'd probably give up the color. Like colorblind means I can't see any color at all.
Well, it means you can't distinguish between colors, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So I personally don't know anyone that's colorblind, so I can't, and I don't have any in-depth research, but I believe they can see everything fine, but they just can't tell what color stuff is.
Can't tell what color it is. It can just be like it's lighter or darker.
I don't know exactly how it works, but apparently, like the most typical version is just that they can't distinguish between red and green somehow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
But
traffic light problems.
Well, I don't think so. You can just be like
depending
top, middle,
on
bottom.
Remember what's top or left or right or bottom. Yeah, sure.
But traffic lights are always built the same.
Yeah, you could probably memorize it.
So we're just, instead of memorizing the colors, memorize the positions.
Memorizing the directions, yes.
As a matter of fact.
So probably that is probably better. Yeah, I'll keep my sense of taste because that seems like it could bail you out of a dangerous situation more than seeing color. But both are kind of sucky.
Yeah.
Either way, I got one last one, right?
I believe so.
Let me pick up my phone and have a look. So, this is actually even closer to the second one you asked me. Would you rather A, always wear a suit, or B, never wear socks?
Wait, so always a suit or never socks?
Always a suit. Like, you need to wear the suit jacket all the time while sleeping. The
suit jacket too. I got that.
Suit jacket, of course, a suit jacket.
I prefer generally going with just the pants and like a suit, like a dress shirt.
Suit jacket
and,
is the vital item. Suit jacket all the time. No matter what you do. Barbecue with the pals, suit jacket. Swimming pool, suit jacket. College, suit jacket.
I guess no socks, but that also doesn't seem that nice. But I mean, first of all, suits aren't that cheap, and you probably can't really get on with just one suit.
Price one is a thing, yeah.
You would have to probably get multiple suits for when the other one is getting dry cleaned, because you can't just put them in the washing machine. Yeah. So that's another cost thing. And technically, no socks is a cost saver, although not a significant one. It is inconvenient because I feel like you more easily get sweaty feet in shoes and stuff, but it still doesn't hurt you much to not wear socks.
Here's a pre-fact of the fact of the week. JJ always wears, or a lot of times wears, two pairs of socks at a time.
Well, often is an overstatement, but yeah.
Well, you tend to do that sometimes. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard out of
it's like
anybody.
Like normal socks, and then the
wool socks as well.
Big woolly ones, yeah.
Has anyone ever done that in the history aside from him? Let me know in the comments. But let's get into our fact of the week, though.
Also, fun fact: I'm currently not wearing socks.
That's a fact. I am, but that's also not a fact of the week. Let's get into the fact of the week.
Are you wearing a pair of socks under those?
No, I'm not.
Because those are the types of socks that I would totally wear another pair of socks under.
One pair of socks. That's all I'm wearing.
My fact of the week actually is kind of a public service announcement here. Mm-hmm. There is 4 videos on our channel that only have 1 view, 2 of which are from our South Park: The Stick of Truth series.
Alright.
People, it's an underrated series. Go watch that.
It is an underrated series, alright? If you haven't seen it yet, go get it. South Park: Stick of Truth is funny. So yeah, do that. Here's a fact of the week, interesting fact of the week for you. You know how clouds are always associated with being light and fluffy and all that?
Yes.
Well, an individual cloud can easily weigh over 1 million pounds.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Because it's made of water.
Yes, that's a fact, though. But it always seems like, just puff through that. No problem. Like, when you're talking about clouds, always like, they're light.
Yeah, I mean, they're very far away, they seem very
Clouds will
small, and
crush
they're
you.
very high.
Yeah, they will crush you. Clouds are not to be messed with.
I'm not sure if they would crush you because they don't really have the structure
They will destroy you.
to put all that pressure on you.
No.
Because most of it will just go around you.
The weight of a cloud? No.
Of course, the weight of a cloud, if it were like
they'll get you.
on you, but
They'll get you.
the cloud itself could never be completely on you.
No. The cloud will get you.
It's not like it has a solid surface.
Don't play with clouds, man. It's dangerous. They heavy. That's the fact of the week. What do we have, man?
Well, have we talked about enough music already?
No. When was the last time we talked about music? Might have been a few weeks.
No, I think it was the first topic.
Oh, first time. Yeah, right. Let's do it again anyway.
So, I think I mentioned this last week as an idea that something we could do, and I picked out a few songs, and I just want to know if you can guess the genre.
Alright.
So, optimally, you can get the exact subgenre, but getting the genre itself is already...
I'm not even sure if I know
there.
all the subgenres to genres.
You probably don't, but you can certainly give it a try.
Alright.
Let's pull up my list here.
On the list.
And I've got, first of all,
Alright.
My Sharona by The Knack.
That sounds that has rock written all over it. But see, I know Hammerfall also did it,
Well, yes.
and it's a metal band. But I'm just gonna assume that's a rock song. That seems like a
That's what I would have also instinctually said, but I actually before that's also why it's the first one on the list because I looked it up before and it's actually a pop song.
pop song, right?
More specifically, it is power pop.
Okay.
And the Wikipedia, by the way, all those listings are according to Wikipedia.
That just seems like a very fuzzy soda to me.
Power pop, yeah. It's power pop or new wave.
Alright.
But if you look up new wave on Wikipedia, because I wasn't exactly certain what that is, it's apparently can be anything from like pop to punk rock, depending on from what year it is.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's an abomination of everything. Cool, good to know.
Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult.
I mean, the Oyster Cult is a rock song. It's a rock band, so I'm assuming that would also be... It's got the instruments, so that would have to be a rock song, right? Like alternative rock, maybe?
So it's psychedelic rock and hard rock.
Okay.
That's what it lists it at.
Yeah, cool.
Wire to Wire by Razorlight.
Okay, Wire to Wire by Razorlight. There's not the typical electric guitar and shit, if I remember that correctly. So I would name this more as like a pop song.
So there's 4 different genres
ambient type of thing
listed on Wikipedia. It's alternative rock, soft rock, piano rock, and power ballad.
A ballad? I didn't even think about ballads. Yeah, all right.
The problem is,
What is piano rock?
I assume that's rock music that involves piano.
Really? No.
Also,
I swear to God, they're making these things up.
ballads is kind of a tough thing because I feel like basically any genre can have ballads.
Yeah.
A Horse with No Name by America.
That seems to go more into the country direction. So I would definitely imagine that we'd be some kind of country there.
It's folk rock or soft rock.
Okay. Well, folk rock is closer to country.
Yes. Also, soft rock seems kind of, like an idiotic thing to say, a soft rock.
Well, if you're talking about the actual rock as in a stone.
Anyways. Talking about Stones. Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, no. I would assume that that's either rock or pop. It's kind of a mainstream thing, so it had to be either one of those. Yeah, I'm just gonna say rock, like I do for everything.
Wanna go with something more specific, or just wanna try going for like? I mean, of course, yes, it's a rock song, but like the subgenre maybe, like if you can.
Okay. That's kind of tough because I don't know what exact subgenres of rock there are. I know there are a lot of them.
Most of them are just name of music genre rock. Interestingly
enough. Right. Is there such thing as pop rock?
Yes, there is, but that's not what it is. There's also pop rocks, but those are a whole different things.
Yes, that's great stuff.
They consider it blues rock and hard rock.
I don't consider that blues in any type of way. Hard rock is it's okay.
Also, blues rock and hard rock don't seem like the type of thing that the same song could be considered.
Because blues is kind of a antithesis to hardcore.
Yeah, it's
kind of more of easygoing.
But hey, I can just tell you what Wikipedia tells me because I gotta get my sources from somewhere.
No, Wikipedia just tells you the stuff that other people told Wikipedia.
Yes, but then again, Wikipedia also is somewhat well fact-checked, generally.
Yeah, I know.
And while I didn't check all the citations for the genres, I'm just going with what they tell me. Here's an interesting one. My Way, Frank Sinatra.
My Way. Okay, that should be more in the blues, jazz, soul type of direction. You know what? I could totally see them have it be considered as some like blues rock or something like that again. Like there might be the word rock in there or the word pop in there again, but yeah, it's more of a jazz, swing type of thing. I'm not exactly sure though.
Traditional pop.
Pop, okay. Don't see it, but cool.
Soul Man by the Blues Brothers.
I sure do hope it's blues, but there might be the word rock in there again. It might be some blues, jazz, rock power jazz sort of thing.
Blues rock.
Blues rock, okay, yeah.
So, yeah, there was blues and there was the word rock in there.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, I know there was a lot of rock stuff in there, but that's the core of our music. I've got one more for you.
Alright.
Interestingly enough, also ends in man. It's Iron Man by Black Sabbath.
Iron Man. So I would assume that'd be some kind of like, at least like hard rock or like a metal sort of thing. It's definitely a bit darker. I'm just gonna say like hard rock, metal, core stuff. I don't know.
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal. Okay.
I always find it interesting because some of the stuff that's listed as heavy metal sometimes doesn't feel as heavy, but
it feels really heavy.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man feels really heavy.
Okay.
Has the word iron in it.
It does.
Yeah, it's a really heavy song. Just from the. Oh yeah. I can see that be heavy metal. No problem.
But yeah, it is heavy metal according to Wikipedia.
So that's the questions.
That is the 8 songs that I picked out for this one.
It's tougher to get than you would think. It really is. But
I think you did better than I expected to a degree. But then again, I also had like 6 out of 8 songs be rock songs. So.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's so much stuff can in some way or another be considered rock or pop.
Yeah.
So that's that. If you say that, you're almost always on the same side anyway. But before we leave you, though, we need to drop a high note.
We're talking about more music, aren't we?
And a bad musical pun. Because that's a tradition, though. That's not always the case. That's always the case. We're doing songs of the week because we both got one. And what's your song of the week genre?
The genre I didn't look up. I want to say it's probably something on the rock side. Might just be considered pop.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know. Can't be sure.
Last week I had I'm a Believer. We have also previously talked about The Daydream Believer. And now I just want to tell you to Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
You did it just for that? Like, is that the only reason you did that?
Well, I mean, that's the reason I came up with it, but it's a great song.
It's a good song. You know what? It's an okay to good song. It's not a great song. I mean, you might be overhyping it a little bit in the moment. It's alright.
And yes, it does fit very well.
Yeah, it does actually fit very well. Here's an actual great song that is undoubtedly a great song, and possibly I stated it to you, the best They Might Be Giant song that I have yet to discover, and maybe even in existence, even though I don't amass myself to judge on that because I don't know them all. It's Birdhouse in Your Soul by They Might Be Giants. Great song. Fantastic.
I don't like that song.
Fantastic song. Such a good song.
It's an okay song at best.
Top 20 potential all time. Great song.
Really not that good.
It's outstanding. It's transcendental of a song. Why is it not good?
What?
It's amazing.
It's just not that good. I don't like
really good. The singing style is amazing. What's this guy's name? John Lennon? Is it actually Lennon? Is that close to Lennon? I don't know. It's John something.
I don't know.
The little guy, they're both called John, but I forget his last name, but I love his singing. He might be like my third favorite singer or something.
I don't like that band in general too much.
Great band.
I don't like their style at all.
Dude, like, I've discovered some stuff there that might be a top 15 band all time.
No.
Oh, yeah, next power ranking coming up at one point or another. And look for They Might Be Giants to make some waves, possibly. Oh, they're great. And Birdos in Your Soul is amazing. It's got everything you want. It's got the history references. It's got the jokes. It's got the nice rhyme schemes. It's got the cracked up audio. It's all sort of nice. Got the nice rhythm going to it. It's wonderful. It's clear vocals too. You like clear vocals? Clear vocals. Wonderful. And it's about a bird, man. A birdhouse. It's great. What's not to love about that song? So go back, everyone, and listen to that song. It's absolutely wonderful. I swear you'll love it, and you'll probably also like Journey. If your musical taste is somewhat close to us, you might enjoy those as well. So thank you for watching, or better, listening to the podcast. And we'll get back to you next week because we do it every Saturday night, and we're doing it live. At least the time that we're recording. Yeah, we're doing it live. Are we not live? Are we not live right now? Like, in the present moment? Are we not presently live?
Well, live would imply that this is currently being broadcast.
No. Are we live right now? You and me, are we live?
I want to see the specific definition of the
okay,
word.
Okay, you know what? After this podcast, we're going to look up the definition of the word live. And find out whether we right now are live or not live. Anyway, check out some other stuff on the channel, TrashcanTV. We got a Hearthstone gameplay en masse coming up every week. Playing some South Park. I think we already mentioned that in your Fact of the Week.
Yes, we do. We are currently playing the Fracture, but we have also previously played The Sick of Truth. Mm-hmm. Very underrated series.
Underrated.
Check it out. Was really funny.
Purple douchebags. That's all I'm gonna say.
We made up our own stuff there, but also the game itself was really funny. If you just listen to us talk for over 40 minutes, you will probably enjoy us playing that game.
Oh yeah, there's more fuel for shit and jokes there. That's an absolute fact. So yeah, go check that out, and we're gonna see you in the next video. And don't forget to like the podcast, by the way. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.